Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to be reviewing CodingPhase. I'm going to talk about what the courses are like, what the teaching style is like, the good things about it and why I like it, but I'll also talk about who probably shouldn't use CodingPhase. So as you probably already know, CodingPhase is a platform to learn how to code and use your skills to make money outside of a regular job by making niche websites, by making SaaS applications such as Shopify apps, Shopify themes, or freelancing. I've tried many platforms to learn how to code, from Udemy to YouTube, but I've been using CodingPhase for around 2 years now. As you can see here, I actually have the lifetime membership, meaning I have access to all the old courses and any new course that Joe ever makes. Let me start the review by reviewing the courses. There are many courses in the CodingPhase platform, from HTML to CSS to full stack applications. And as you can see, I've taken a lot of them. But I do recommend, if you're going to use CodingPhase, to use this timeline. In the timeline, you find a bunch of paths you can take, which gives you the courses you need in the correct order. So whether it's HTML email developer or front-end developer. So let me click here. It has every course that you should take, and each of these topics has a course. The courses themselves are mostly project-based, and the projects are actually one of the great things about CodingPhase. This is because the projects aren't simple calculator websites. Instead, they're the type of projects you can use in your portfolio or show to potential employers. Some projects involve building a dashboard. Some projects involve making landing pages, cloning designs, using the front end, the back end, databases. The content in the courses are mostly things you'll use if you were in a real job. CodingPhase doesn't cover every single method and function in the documentation. Instead, he teaches what you need to know and how to be productive and finish the projects. Later in this video, I'll give you a few examples of some of the projects that you build with CodingPhase. Now let me talk about the teaching style. As far as the teaching style, all the courses are taught by Joe. Joe's teaching style is very welcoming and friendly. He doesn't use complex vocabulary to sound smart. Instead, he breaks everything down in a way that makes it easy for you to understand. It's almost like he's teaching a friend. The courses themselves aren't boring because if you've ever seen Joe on YouTube and know his personality, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. One of my favorite part about Joe's teaching style is he talks you through the process while solving a problem. So if he encounters a bug, he usually leaves it in the video and talks you through how to solve it. In my opinion, this is a better way to learn because you get to see him solve the problems and think through the solution. A lot of other courses that I've taken, it looks like the instructor codes everything perfect from the beginning, so you don't get to see the thought process behind solving issues that they encounter. So now let me talk about who probably shouldn't use CodingPhase. So actually, based on what I was talking about earlier, if you actually want correct code, error-free code from the start, then probably CodingPhase isn't for you. So another reason CodingPhase might not be for you is if you prefer to learn with a lot of technical vocabulary or you prefer to learn through slides. This is because CodingPhase doesn't do a really deep dive into the functions or into the why. Instead, he shows you how to solve the problem and complete the project. In other words, he teaches you in a very practical way instead of doing deep dives into the why. Another reason why you might not want to use CodingPhase is if you want to learn the trendiest frameworks or the latest best practices, then CodingPhase might not be for you. For example, if you want to have super optimized code or refactor everything perfectly, then you won't really find that in his courses. As I mentioned before, the courses are really practical and project-based. Lastly, Joe doesn't cover every single language or framework out there. So if you wanted to learn Vue or you wanted to learn machine learning, then CodingPhase is probably not for you. Right now, I would say Joe is focused a lot on Shopify and Laravel PHP. And Joe likes to teach courses based on what might give you the highest possibility of landing a job rather than what's the newest stuff out there. So make sure you look through the courses and make sure it's courses that you actually want to take. So now let me show you a few project examples of projects I've built while using CodingPhase. So as you can see here, I have an entire folder filled with courses I've taken from CodingPhase. Let me show you a few of them. Let's start out with HTML and CSS. So for example, these are all HTML and CSS courses I built on CodingPhase. So for example, we have this headphones website. This is how it looks like. We also, for example, have this, we have this social media website. So as you can see, there's a lot of variety. You learn Flexbox, you learn grid, you learn positioning. There's some courses where he takes a design and makes the HTML and CSS for it. So in my opinion, all these HTML and CSS courses are really complete and they'll teach you everything you need to know. Another course I talked a lot about is this restaurant web application with Laravel. I have it here. As you can see, the front end looks pretty nice. So here I can write a name. Let me just write CodingPhase. For the email, I'll put CodingPhase. And I can submit it. And then there's also a backend, so I can log in as an admin user. And then I can, for example, click on customers, reservations, all reservations, and I'll see the reservation. So in my opinion, this is a really good type of website to build because you're learning CRUD, you're learning how to create, read, update, and delete from a database. And lastly, Joe teaches you how to put the application on Heroku. Another great course, which is actually part of the yearly membership, is the Shopify Themes Development course. So this is the Shopify theme that we built. So if you look at the design, it's a really nice design and it has really cool animations. Let me reload it again. So as you can see, it has really nice animations and it's a really modern design and it works. So for example, if I click on products, you can see all the products that I added to the store. This is part of the following course. In this course, you'll learn how to build Shopify themes using a child theme. Learn about Liquid, which if you ever use Jekyll, you might have heard of it. You learn how to use Shopify. You'll also learn how to convert HTML and CSS to Liquid. And you learn everything you'll need to know to convert it into a Shopify theme. To summarize, I think CodingPhase is really worth it, especially if you want to learn more than just how to code. So to summarize, I think CodingPhase is really worth it, whether you're trying to learn how to code or how to make money using your skills. So now let me talk a little bit about the pricing. So for $20 a month, you get all the courses you need to go from noob to a developer. So for $397 a year, you have access to all the programming courses and also all the courses related to making money with your development skills. So for example, the six-figure developer passive income bundle, which teaches you about Google Analytics, Facebook Pixels, making niche websites, etc. But if you want to purchase CodingPhase, I'd appreciate it if you use my referral link in the description. Personally, ever since using CodingPhase, I became a React developer in my previous role. I've been freelancing for around a year, and right now my current position is a PHP remote role. And this is in large part due to watching Joe's YouTube channel and using the courses on CodingPhase. Don't forget to use my link and feel free to leave any comments in the comment section, and I'll be happy to answer them.